Alright, welcome back everybody. Welcome back to another Let's Play here of Lord of the Rings Online. We have arrived in Doyland, and we have picked up a few quests here. I think we've got a few more we can grab over at this pavilion over here. And I did a few little things off camera. Crafted myself a better staff. And did some inventory management while we were gone here. So yeah, we got a few quests here to turn in.
Megovanen, stay a moment.
I think we're all set. Alright, so we got to craft a cleansing drought to cleanse the corruption of another elf ruin that we've got to go deal with. So we'll head down here to the river and collect our herbs. And here we got... Oh. Hello, wolf. Wolves are always good to kill. We've got to work on... Still got to work on completing our Slayer Wolf and Slayer Goblin deeds. While we're at it. And let's see how our virtues are holding up. So yeah, we got loyalty slotted in there. The next one I think I'm going to work on is wit. That'll add to our critical rating and finesse rating. Which, our finesse rating, what does our finesse rating do again? So it reduces our opponent's resistance and ability to block and parry. Yeah, cool. So... we're not going to get a lot of finesse rating anywhere else. So that'll be handy. I think the next virtue I'm going to go for is probably wisdom. Wisdom. That's our will stat, our main damage stat. So that's always important. On the legendary servers, I've been kind of skipping those damage stats because high morale and high tactical mitigation is just kind of so important for your ability to deal with the wraiths and deal with the goblin assassins and the orc executioners and the troll titans in Moria, which 3 of my characters are now parked in at level 60 over on the Angmar server. Right. What do we have here? I'm getting a little disoriented. Oh, these are the Spring Festival quests. We're not going to mess around with a lot of festival type stuff. We're just going to stick to the core questing. Core questing here. So I think... Oh. Problem is when I get talking, I get disoriented with my questing. Something I'm going to have to get used to with doing these Let's Plays is like actually focusing on where we're going. So let's hand these herbs back in here with Calengil.
What do you need?
Thanks,
Mind
mate.
my words, traveler.
Alright, purify the towers.
Might you spare a moment of your time?
Defeat Durglup. Wow. Might need to update my drivers. I think that might be the issue of why we're getting a lot of these kind of load stutters in the game here. I say that and I'll probably let it go for a few videos, which maybe is not cool, but whatever. Alright. And as we complete this, go into these elf ruins, of course we're going to be working on completing our elf ruins exploration deed, which we're almost done, just by kind of questing in them. We do have to go to the Ward Spire, which is a little bit out of the way. Nice. And we can also continue to work on our Goblin Slayer. That's why I'm kind of taking my time here to kill as many mobs here as we can come across. Oh. Okay, we made it to the first tower. We can use our Cleansing Drought. And did I miss a quest? I hope I didn't miss a quest while I was back there. I may have. We're good to go. Loot the chest. Yeah, I feel like that pile of rocks there is supposed to be a quest objective, but we don't have it. So that would be my bad, if that is the case. I don't know, I have really bad memory sometimes. I've ran these quests a million times, you know. But I still sometimes mess up the order of them. Or, like, do something to make my life inefficient. It's kind of the way I sometimes do things unintentionally, but... Oh. There we go. Alright. Alright, and here we go, the next drought. And I think we're all set here. Heading back to Doyland. It's no big deal if we miss one of the quests here. We'll catch up later on, I think. Plenty of enough quests to go around, but I do get the sense that I missed one quest giver up here. Oops. Yeah, we're really struggling here, aren't we? Okay.
How can I be of service?
Get a little extra vitality. Not going to really add much at the moment.
What can I do for you?
And I always choose the morale potions. I think both potions kind of later in the game, they kind of become kind of ineffective. But I feel like, at least in the early game, morale potions can be helpful in a pinch every now and again.
Mind my words, traveler.
Alright, Glamir's Vigil. Yeah. Glamir's that elf up in the north area. Lots of quests, so if we miss out on some quests here, it's probably not a big deal. Okay, looks like we do have all the quests. Maybe I am mistaken. Either way. Yeah, I think we have missed some quests here, but because there should be some quest giver that is pointing us in the way of Tharasi's Lodge, I believe it is. So yeah, we messed something up, but that's all right. We will head north anyhow. And let's make sure our track wood skill is on so that we can continue to forge for wood when possible. The one thing I'm not a huge fan about when it comes to this zone are the nodes. I feel like the Shire, even Breland, has a lot more of these nodes. In Ered Luin, I feel like it's nice because you level kind of fast and everything goes by really quickly, but then you kind of become a bit behind on the crafting if that's what you're focusing on. So probably after we finish up here in Ered Luin, we will head to the Shire and do some deeding there. We're not going to do all the Shire quests. There's just a lot of Shire quests, and it's just going to take us too long. And they're all going to be, we're going to be quite over-leveled when we get there. But there are a few quests that are worth doing for deeds. And not sure if I want to spoil it, but we've got, yeah, you've got the brewer deeds, right? That are, you've got to do quests for the different taverns in each of the towns in the Shire. And it's only like 5 quests, so it's definitely worth doing, I would say. Alright, here we go. Tharasi's Lodge. Unlock the Stable Master. He's got a quest that's a little bit annoying. I think I'm just going to focus on Tharasi's quests at the moment.
Welcome. You've come at a most fortuitous time.
And this brings us to our third Slayer deed that we want to start working on here, and that is our Hendroval Slayer deed. This one's pretty easy to complete. Instead of 30 and 60, you've got 20 and 40. So while we're at it, so let's also check and make sure, because we always level up so quickly, and we always get more trait points for every level, I think all the way up to level 20. And then it becomes every other level for the foreseeable future. Okay. Max out our fire damage here. Anything that gives us some big damage, we'll take. Easy to just kind of farm these because I believe they're swarms. So they're very, very weak enemies. So you can pretty much, you can see here, I'm pretty much two-shotting these. But the reason I'm gonna kill all these here, and then we'll go take a look at the abandoned bear den. I just want to give some time for these birds to respawn, so we can get the most out of our Slayer deed, most efficient way here. All right. Revolts to defeat. The Hendrivol are pretty much everywhere here. Take out these bears while we're waiting as well for these little birdies to respond. Oh, that's right. I'm an elf, so by lore, I'm not allowed to kill these deer. I believe if you're any other race, you can kill these deer. And that's only something for, I believe, this area of Ered Luin. Other places you can kind of kill deer freely. Kind of an interesting little lore bit. I guess elves are kind of the more environmentally friendly race of Middle-earth, if you know what I mean. Oh, we got a brigand here. These dwarf brigands. That will unlock Slayer number 4. I think we've got 5 Slayers here in Ered Luin. We've also got the spiders to deal with once we go north. Alright, let's head back. Circle back. Our Hendrivol should have respawned by now, I would think. And it seems like that is the case. There's... Here we go, more Hendrivol. We'll do another quick go around. And then we already completed part 1. Yeah, I don't really have this kind of lag when I'm playing without recording. Even with the recording, I think it's because my Bandicam is out of date, so maybe the company has just kind of stopped supporting it and updating it. So I think I need to kind of switch. Right. Coax the link cub from its den. Right. Alright, there's our little lynx cub. Great. We'll head back to our dwarf over here. Thrassi's Lodge. Alright.
Well met, friend. I would be grateful for your assistance.
Now we gotta go search for the rabbit carcass, which I believe if you look closely, you can usually find it here. Okay, look for our traps here. I think usually if we can check it, there should be a rabbit inside. So we gotta look for the actual rabbit in the trap. Check this one. No bunny. No bunny. No bunny. Usually it's right in the back. Like, I'm wondering... I must have missed it back here somewheres. Do a double check here. Weird. I don't know why I'm having this much trouble. I always find it like the first time usually. Oh. Right, let's just randomly check until we get it done. Process of elimination. Usually, it actually physically shows you the rabbit. So I'm just gonna, I'm gonna use the process of elimination here. Yeah, see, I knew these traps are all empty, but... a bit... used here. It's really weird. This, like, never happens to me. Oh. I missed this. Okay. Oh, so these traps respawn. You'd think this is my first time playing the game. Okay, what do we have up here? I swear, when I play this by myself, I don't even have to think. I complete this quest, and there's like no issue. No issue whatsoever. And usually the trap is usually right around here. And I'm like, what the hell? I'm not seeing it. Huh. Oh, that's a rabbit. Finally. Wow. Okay, I've never collected the rabbit that far back before. Interesting. Well, we got some more wood we can gather over here, and that quest took us way too long. Usually shouldn't. Usually a matter of like seconds. But we'll head back to Thrasi. And let things play out how they should.
Well met, friend.
Play out.
Greetings, traveler. Will you stay a moment?
All right. Thistle plants. So we got to make some medicinal herbs for our little sickly links. And while we do that, we farm the birds again. Alright, gather thistle plants. Take a moment to take in the nice starry landscape here in beautiful Ered Luin. Looks like the sun is maybe coming up finally. I've been a little bit unlucky, I feel, in the past video or so. We've been playing around at dark time, but sometimes nighttime in Lotro can be quite beautiful too. Although I would say I definitely prefer daytime, with a few notable exceptions. You know, we got some beautiful night skies in Forakel in the north, far north there, where they got the Northern Lights, that show, and that's really a beautiful nighttime landscape. Whereas pretty much everywhere else, I think I prefer the day over the night. That's not to say that I do like the skies in Lord of the Rings Online. And if you go to each zone, they're all not entirely the same. Like the moon is always maybe a little bit different depending on what zone you are in. Some zones it's, you know, a crescent. In some areas it's a full moon, you know. And the style of clouds can be different as well, depending on the zone that you're in. Yeah, it's one of the things this game just does really well are the both the nighttime skies and the daytime skies. Hello, friend. Sorry, I'm taking all your birds. I've got the DPS advantage here. You could always add me to a fellowship if you want to. Alright, let's head back to Thrasi with our thistles. Again, we always keep our eye out for some more rowan branches. While we're at it. And here we go. Back to our good old man, Thrasi.
Welcome. You've come at a most
Go.
fortuitous time.
And it looks like we finished Defender of Ered Luin. So we've got another deed on our belt. So we finished tier 2 of the quest deeds of Ered Luin. And now we've got tier 3 to complete. You're a hero of Ered Luin. I'm going to add that to my tracker. I'll keep the Slayers off the tracker for now, because that's just going to clog up the quest list there. Yep. So we've got another 10 quests to complete before we've completed our full quest deed. I think we've definitely leveled up some virtues here. All right. Cool. Oh yeah, we gotta talk to him again.
I am at your service.
All right, and we've got ourselves a bunch of these health potions, which can be kind of useful at the beginning, especially if you getting yourself surrounded by mobs that stacks and bleeds on you. Sometimes in the early game that happens. I feel like normally bleeds aren't a big deal unless you're playing on like the higher landscape difficulties. But yeah. Or if you're doing like trying to solo some fellowship quests, it can be useful as well. Just having that little extra health boost if you need it. Even though as we level, I think most classes get like one self-heal ability. So yeah, potions become less and less effective. In my experience, I don't know how it is the 150 endgame, but alrighty. Did we just complete that deed? I think we did. Yeah. So we actually completed our first Slayer deed there. Which is good news for us. And I think now we're gonna head over to Glamir. Or we could go to Gondaman. Gondaman is, I think, technically should be our next logical step. I think they have some lower level quests. Let's do that, actually. Let's not go to Glamir quite yet. Let's head over to Gondaman. Because if we start doing quests around where Glamir is, the tier of crafting materials in that area goes up to tier 2, and we're not quite ready for tier 2 yet, so we want to farm these as much as we can. And also take advantage of the wolves that are around here, because we're still working on our wolf slayer deed. Wolves and dour hands here. These are kind of the evil dwarfs of the game. And we got ourselves our first like AoE damage skill. I just noticed we got Cracked Earth. Let's see what do we have here. Fend them off. Cracked Earth damage. Let's focus on our tactical damage now. Focus on raising that. Capping that. Alright. And this starts our next exploration deed, which is the places of the dwarves. We've already explored most of the elf areas, except for the Ward Spire, which will probably be maybe one of the last things we end up doing here. We might as well turn in our epic quest.
Hail, friend, and well met.
And we'll get the Vitality Bracelet for now.
Greetings, friend.
It's not really a big boost at this stage of level. At Glarkin, again, I'm not really focusing mostly on the epic quests at the beginning, because some of them will point us, will kind of make us backtrack, and I want to do as many quests that kind of send us in the right direction.
Come and stay a moment.
But in the prologue, the quests are the thing I like about Ered Luin is a lot of the quests do line up for the most part. So I'm not sure we'll complete the prologue, but we'll do a few of these prologue quests here before we move on. Right. Did I pick everything up I need? We got these 3 dwarves we gotta
Come and stay a
talk
moment,
to.
friend. Come and stay a moment, friend. Come and stay.
And wolf pelts. Right, so here I think we can hopefully focus on. We've got to kill a lot of these evil dwarves, which is gonna get us closer to that, finishing that Slayer. And then we've also got to kill some more wolves and some more goblins too. Maybe not more goblins, but there are a few goblins in the area, and we've only got 8 more to kill, so they are worth killing. Done. I think there's a big group of wolves up here, if I remember, here in these woods. Right now I'm only seeing bats for some reason. It's possible these mobs respawn as different mobs sometimes. So sometimes you might get a higher concentration of wolves, higher concentration of bats at random. Man, I came up here to get some wolves. But so far we're not doing too well. Okay. There we go. I knew we had some wolves up here. Yeah, I knew we had some wolves up here. Oof. We still got a long way on our wolf deed. We may have to backtrack to the beginning there. Farm some wolves from earlier. So the concentration here is not quite as high, is it? Let's use our cracked earth damage here. Nice. Alright. We're good on our wolf pelts. Now we gotta go collect some bear meat. How we doing? Oh. So I'm making this through a little break in my work time. Gotta go back to work soon. But in the meantime, I thought, you know, we can squeeze a little video here. Okay, here are our bears. And the sun is out. Nice. Alright, now we can kind of simultaneously do all these quests, make our way into these Dowerhand dwarf camps, kill everything we see. Am I being attacked still? So, we can slaughter wit. And now we can work on our wisdom. Do we want to do wisdom? Do we want to do honor, honesty? Do we want some more morale? Maybe we do. I'm gonna do... Which one gives more morale? Honor gives a lot. Both honor and fortitude. I'm going to go with honor, I think, as my third. I think I said we were going to go with wisdom. We will do wisdom. I think the last two will be wisdom and confidence. Wisdom and confidence. Then we'll have all the virtues slotted in there. You were a fool to come here alone, Longbeard. So it looks like we found where he was buried. This dwarf. We have his sundered shield that we can acquire. And now we can focus on our epic quest, which we gotta save or find an elf. A Glarkin. And this quest kind of introduces you to the escort mechanic. Although you don't really have to escort him, you just kind of have to defend him here. So it's not as bad as like a few of the quests that you kind of come across later on, but ooh. Nice. Alright, we are all set here. We'll take some time to farm these brigands. Get the first part of the Slayer done here. There we go. Alright, so I think we've cleared everything we can possibly clear over here. We'll head back to Gondaman. But before we do that, we haven't got a few more bear haunches to hunt for. Alright. We get on our horse here, or a lot of the mobs here have not quite respawned yet. And there's just so many Dourhand dwarves all over this map. There's so many locations that we will easily get that Slayer deed without really having to focus on much farming, really. It should just kind of come naturally with questing here. Okay. bears. We're looking for bears. So yeah, if you didn't know, Ered Luin is the location where Thorin and his group of dwarves came from in The Hobbit, making their way to the Lonely Mountain. Now, of course, when we read The Hobbit, we know that the story kind of starts in the Shire, right? But the dwarves actually started their journey way westward in Ered Luin. And we will actually see where, later on, we'll get to see where Thorin and his clan were living before they made their epic quest eastward. We haven't gone there quite yet, but we are coming across a few of these dwarf villages now. So that is something to keep in mind. If we look at the map, we have Ered Luin here. We zoom out, and yeah, we're here. We're here in the kind of far west of Eriador. I mean, we've got a lot of unexplored territory over here to the very, very far west. But for the most part, yeah, that's what we're facing here. And, you know, this is just a small part of the map itself. You know, we've got all of Middle Earth here pretty much, and a lot of it that we can explore. Alright, we're still hunting for bears, it looks like. I think these bears don't always drop the haunches. Kind of have to get a little bit of RNG. Alright, that one worked. Or maybe I haven't killed as many bears as I think I have. I don't know. Okay. Please, there we go. Okay. Nice, we got everything we need to head back to Gondaman, the southernmost dwarven town here in Ered Luin. This is kind of the centerpiece of the whole zone, right? You start off from the south, working with the elves. You start off from the north, working with the dwarves, and everything kind of converges.
What do you
here.
need? At your service and your families. Greetings, traveler.
Now the game is pushing us towards Bree. We're not going to head to Bree quite yet.
Sweet Light Malon, you may be of service to me.
Okay. I think this is where we're gonna head out to do the Glamour quests. The main quest will point us to
What do you need?
Rothreg,
Might you lend me an ear?
which I think we're just gonna kind of go there. We will go to Rothreg for... Where is the... Oh, we didn't get it yet. Okay, yeah, he's gonna point us to Glamour. Got him into Breetown.
Promised him.
I'm gonna decline that one. So, yeah, if we look at our map here, we will have a reason to go south because there's an exploration deed we need to finish there. But I'm not really going to focus. That's also where the main quest is going to put us, and I think it'll just be better to finish our Ered Luin deed quests up north here. We've got a little elf camp to the northeast here, and it will also introduce us to the last monster we kind of need to start slaying, which are spiders. And then we will have completed... Well, we still have these slayers we're working on here, and then we've got our exploration deeds as well. We can finish our elf exploration deed, go see the Ward Spire. And then I think, you know, once we've got our quest deeds, our slayer deeds, our exploration deeds, we're probably just going to move on. Pretty much done all we need to do in Ered Luin. We've gotten our basic beginner levels here.
Greetings to you.
And we'll probably head to the Shire.
Sweet lad Melon.
Where it would be counterproductive to do
You may be of service to me.
a lot of questing there because the Shire is in the
Greetings,
same
friend.
level zone
Will you
as
lend me
Ered
your ear?
Luin, which is from level 1 to level 15. But again,
Will you help
it's
me?
not all about quest efficiency here, it's also about getting these leveled up efficiently. So, achievements are a really important thing, I think, you know, in Lord of the Rings Online. And they're not always that important in other MMOs, but they're really important here. You know, they really add to the pizzazz of your character build. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm not going to do the misplaced cook.
Might you spare a moment of your time?
We'll defeat some spiders. Okay. Skithy Blackhand. We might not... Will we finish that quest? Yeah, we'll take on one more quest. We might overlap. Actually, no, all we need to do is finish 4 quests here, because I forgot we have to do 1 quest in the dwarf area, which is going to open up reputation. Unlock reputation gains for Thorin's Hall, which is an important faction to gain reputation for. You can get a good goat mount for when we end up going into Moria at level 50. So for now, we'll keep it at 4, knowing that we do have to complete 1 quest when we go to the dwarf area later, which I'm not sure we're going to go in this video. We'll see. Check the time. We might have one more video where we stay in Ered Luin and finish up some unfinished tasks before we move on. I keep forgetting to check my loot bag. Ooh, that's a nice earring. In fact, better than what we got, so good earring drop. Okay. Alright, we gotta go kill some of these whites. This is kind of a mini version of what we'll see later on in Breland of the Barrow Downs. These little undead areas, essentially speaking. You can call them, I guess. There's a few of these little undead zones sprinkled throughout Middle-earth. A lot within Eriador, actually. I can think of a lot of instances. We got the North Downs, we got the Barrow Downs and Breland. We got Garth Garwin. in the Lone Lands. Nice. Okay, so I think we can move on here. We've got to head over to the Ward Spire, which is an elf ruin. Somewhere over here. And there's also some spiders over there, so we can kind of kill two birds with one stone, so to speak. Alright, we got some of the second tier farming or crafting materials, which we can't quite acquire yet, but that's no big deal. We will be able to catch up later on with our crafting. We're gonna go ahead to the Shire, where there's a lot of tier 1 nodes to get our crafting up. Alright, let's get on our horse and speed the process up here a little bit. And here's our big elf ruin here. Nice. Immediate virtue XP level up. So now we can slot that one in. And then at level 17 we're going to get our other deeds. I kind of want to get them started already. We can level them already before we slot them. So that's what we're going to do. And then once we have them all slotted, it will kind of automatically focus on leveling. As long as we are selecting one of these to level, it will focus on leveling these virtues before any of the other virtues. So, right, we were talking about wisdom. So let's go for wisdom as our next virtue. And start putting down some of the spider menace here while we're at it. Should honestly be heading a little bit south, where the concentration of spiders are a little bit on the higher side here. Oh, let's see. What is chat talking about today? Anything interesting? What if elves invented Lembas bread pizza rolls? That is a good question. I think that would be amazing. It's already beginning to stir my appetite. Unfortunately, I'm kind of on a very strict keto diet at the moment. Really trying to cut back on my intake of carbohydrates. Because carbohydrates turn me into a plump little hobbit. Oh, that's right, we don't have the skill. Yeah, carbohydrates turn me into a plump little hobbit. You know what I'm saying? Not that I'm that short. I'm 5'9" in real life, so pretty average height. Alright, here's where we got the real big spider nest. So I think we'll spend some time farming some spiders. We will get the chance to farm more spiders in Rothareg when we go there to complete our Explore deed. But while we're here, we can certainly take advantage of all the spiders here. At least get our first Slayer kill completed. I like to split up the grind as much as I can, you know, if you know what I'm saying. Which you can kind of get away with doing, especially in these little noob level 1 to 15 areas. Later on, I think Slayers become more of a thing if you're questing and you kill enough mobs that you can go, alright, I've only got 20 more left to kill. Let's do it, you know. Whereas there might be some Slayers where there's not really a high mob density of them. Or maybe you're not sent to quest there that much, so you feel like you're kind of going out of your way. Then we kind of skip them, and that's kind of going to be my rule going forward, but the low-level Slayers are just too good to pass by. So that's why we do them. But yeah, it's what makes the game kind of grindy at parts, but also deeds are also really good for just getting Lotro points and buying things in the game that you don't have to spend real money on. If you're doing lots of deeds, that means you'll be able to spend a lot of the in-game currency in the Lotro store without you having to use real in-game cash or real money to pay. Which makes Lotro such a great game, you know what I mean? Because you can basically you actually can get everything without buying a single penny. Do I want to support the game? I do, and so I do pay for a VIP membership. I don't for its sister game, which I also play a lot. I don't pay VIP for that. Even though I'm kind of a bit active over there as well for Dungeons & Dragons Online. I just find that DDO I've unlocked a lot of things in Dungeons & Dragons Online, so I feel the VIP is not really that worth it for me there as much as it is for this game. Like, I have a character that has unlocked pretty much most of the content. I think there's a few quest packs that I have not managed to get in the past couple of years, because I have taken a long break from Dungeons & Dragons Online, but again, there's so much content in both of these games, and once you like unlock a lot of it's very replayable, a lot of it's farmable for the in-game currency, and yeah, that's a really good thing, I think. Right? Ooh, small reputation acceleration tome. You don't want to pass that by. Let's just make sure we're not missing out on anything important. I don't really care about these crafting scrolls that much, because we'll be out leveling apprentice crafting pretty soon here. Right. How we doing? Oh, we've already done the first tier. So, we'll farm spiders, but we'll make our way back to the quest givers at the same time. And turn in... Oops. Is that lag? That's lag. Nice. Oh, alright. So we're slowly making our way back to a little quaint elf camp. And yeah, the rule is we see a spider, we kill it. Oof. Oops. I like how it's kind of snowy, patches of snowy, and in my house right now, it is quite cold. We had a little bit of a cold spell here in China, where I'm living right now. And sometimes it's a bit cozy when, you know, you're playing a game where the weather feels like the weather where you're living. It adds almost to a sense of immersion while you're playing the game. Like, I can't remember, like, I remember a few times, you know, playing WoW and questing in Dunmoreau back home in upstate New York, and, you know, it's snowy in game, and it's snowy outdoors. It adds to the ambiance. Maybe I'm just a little bit crazy, but... Alright, I think we're starting to leave Spider Zone here, so... Let's get on our high horse. and gallop the rest of the way. Gallop the rest of our way back. Alright. Yay, we can gather this. Alright. Time for our quest turn-ins
Hail,
here.
friend, and well met.
What do you need?
Ooh, that's a nice staff. We can upgrade our staff there. Probably won't be a long upgrade. Probably replace it very soon.
Will you
We
lend
complete
me
this.
your ear?
Alright, I think we're gonna... Should we end it here?
Greetings. Will you stay and speak with me a moment?
Sweet lad Melon. Greetings, friend. Will you
Nice.
lend me your ear?
Alright, so we did end up finishing our quest deed. Which is cool. And one more.
Megavannon.
We're completing probably a few too many quests that we need to complete, but that's alright. And I think we can cancel this quest. We don't need that one. And I think I'm gonna let myself go here. In the next video, we'll focus on... We won't really be doing too many quests. We'll be doing the first gear quest up in Thorin's Hall, which will unlock the reputation faction that we can earn reputation points towards. And then we're going to kind of go around and uncover the rest of the map, do all of our explorations, and complete all our Slayer deeds. So that will be... And then we'll have pretty much all of this zone completed. Probably through just killing XP, we'll be able to level up to level 15 and head into the Shire for our next part of leveling. And again, when we get to the Shire, we're not going to be focusing too much on questing, just getting some important Virtue XP deeds done there before moving on to Breland, where we will kind of pick up our questing once again. So that is the plan for now. And I think we're good to go from here. So I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you guys all for joining me. And yeah, if you want to, subscribe. If you don't want to, that's no big deal. And I'll see you in the next one.